Is that yeah, the boys, the motherfucking boys. Man, episode 10, I took a fucking week off. I need to relax my ass. I've been working so fucking hard. So, you know, I had to come back, episode 10, double digits with a motherfucking bang. So I had to think about it. So before we kick it off, you know, we like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we're blessed to, you know, be at and be on, and pay respects to elders past, present, and future. I want to give a massive shout, first of all, and fuck, man, I gotta give a massive shout, man, this week, episode 10. We're 10 episodes deep. We got fucking Ricky in the house. We got Esky in the house. You know, we got Sip Supplies in the house. Fucking Jeff, Molotov. I have to fucking shout these guys out, man, because like if it wasn't for these guys, like this vision and everything that we're fucking doing wouldn't be able to, you know, just get executed. So man, big love to the boys. Shout out to obviously again to Sip Supplies for the fucking fantastic drinks that I fucking forgot last week. So I'm sorry to boys. Make sure you subscribe and follow us. Man, we're trying to build this for the culture, for the people. So you know, jump on our YouTube and follow our page and follow our Instagram. And then just lastly, man, I actually heard some, on a serious note, I heard some hectic fucking news about, you know, for those that sort of know, I actually know Molotov through, like, back in the Figgy days. So I've known this guy for a long ass time, and we both actually just found out about one of the homies from back in the day. Man, he's not doing too good, and he's sort of decided to sort of go on the way out. And Ello.C, bro, fucking big ups, man, big love. You're a mad cunt, always been a mad cunt, so we really hope that everything goes the way that you want it to and planned, and you know that you fucking just kick off the last star of your days, enjoying your life, bro. So big love. Now, without further ado, we have, like I said, Godzilla podcast, episode 10, and I had to bring one of the fucking main homies, man. Ello.C in the building. Round of applause, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, for those, you know, for those that know me, and obviously some guys that fucking don't know me, bro, fucking big part of my life, bro. You know.
It's an honor to be here, bro.
Fuck, thank you, bro. Thanks so much.
I think this is the first time you and I have actually sat down and said, "What's up, bro?" Like everything's been like since that FaceTime 2 weeks ago. We've just been like, you know, haven't had a chance to just sit down and say, hello,
how are you?
How's it going?
You know, I know, bro. I know.
And it's good, bro. It's good.
It's positive, man, and I'm fucking really glad it's his forum. And
congrats on it, by the way, bro.
Oh, thanks, bro.
I fucking love it, man.
Yeah.
Every single thing so far has just been really exactly who you are as a person. You know what I mean,
bro? And fucking, you know, if anyone knows who the fuck I am, bro, it's you. Like, you know, we fucking hung out a lot. I fucking saw you more than fucking family members for a lot of years. So,
exactly.
So I do consider you the bro and the fucking fam, man. But you know, today's about you. And
thank you. I mean, it has to be about.
There's going to be some of us in there, 100%, man. But man, like, you know, one of the biggest things, and I know that I say this every time, and I know that you've probably seen it, but I do like to reiterate it, is what the platform's really for is for other people to look at and learn, and you know. A lot of the artists, we all have the fucking wins, and we have the losses or the learnings.
Struggles,
yep.
The
lessons, baby. And so, like, part of that, man, I like fucking delving into it a bit with, like, you know, people such as yourself who, like, you know, you come from a bit of a interesting pocket of hip hop in Sydney and Australia, and you know, and I think that you've done a lot on your own merit. You've done a lot with me. And fuck, man, like you've seen, I definitely know that you've seen ups and downs, you know.
Definitely. I mean, it's just to begin with, like I came to Australia 2003 from New Zealand, so
yeah,
you know, my family immigrated to Auckland in around '93, and I grew up most of my life, you know, around Kiwis and went to school there, and then like sort of I picked up rap on the way out, and then like sort of arriving into Australia in 2003, like.
How old were you when? Because that's the thing. Like I always ask people where they come from, but like that's one sort of thing that I'm not 100% on. Because although I know you like well, and I know you're from NZ, like what age were you? Because were you still in primary?
Nah, so I moved from. I was born in Mandaluyong in Manila,
Yeah.
So like, and then my family moved when I got to New Zealand at around like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I couldn't speak a word of English at all.
Speak Tagalog.
Yeah, like full on fluently.
What
And
the
like
fuck?
they threw me into like primary school, and I just had to sort of just fend for myself on the English boat there.
Fucking like
But
Tagalog
it's
rap
just-
battle
it's,
motherfuckers.
It's so weird. It's fascinating how like, you know, as a kid you remember like, how the fuck did I learn how to speak English? And then it just, I don't know, just automatically just I picked it up, and you know, it just became a thing. And then I had a New Zealand accent for a bit, and then like it was really strong. And then moving to Sydney, everything, like seeing all the diverse cultures come together, it's like, whoa, like.
Was it not as crazy like that in NZ? Like,
I mean, like, it was at a time where, like, it was just, like, small pockets of, like, you know, Filipinos, small pockets of, like, Chinese.
yeah,
There was, like, a lot of Modis and a lot of, you know, white Kiwis as well. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all just sort of meshing in together. But I really got to experience it because I didn't expect so many Philos in Sydney when I got there.
right. And you moved out west. Did you move out west straight away?
Nah, well, yeah, Kings Park, Blacktown. My mum had an apartment there ready for us when she
Bro,
took us.
Blacktown. I'm an old dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm a fucking young dude. But like, you know, I've been
Young
around.
at heart.
Blacktown was a spot for the Philos, bro.
Yeah, it was. It was. When I got there, I was like culture shock. I was like, holy fuck. Like, is this Manila or what's going on, bro?
yeah.
Like, it was just so many fillers. But then there were like sort of subdivisions of fillers. So there were like people that were like fillers that were really stuck to their Tagalog and cultural roots. They went to high school, and then there were like Aussie fillers, like people who had like fillers who had Aussie accents and stuff like that. And it was just like, you know, trying to find my place in there because, like, you know, I'm from New Zealand, so it's very rare at the time to see some filler kid from New Zealand come in. And then I feel like with rapping, it just like established who I was as a person, like my personality, and it came out more.
Yeah,
with
sick.
hip-hop.
And you know, on that transition, like how you say, you know, you said you picked up rap just before you left.
Yeah,
Like
like seriously,
NZ.
like started like full writing and like
Oh,
full
shit.
on, yeah.
Oh, well, that's sort of like a next question then that I ask a lot of people, right? Is or ask everyone is like, so then in NZ, obviously, what was your first like hip hop experience? Like, what made you be like, yo, this is my shit?
The guitar, the dude would come out with the guitar and start beatboxing. At the time, the biggest act in Auckland I could remember. It was at the time of like Scribe, it was Semantics.
Jesus.
Back when David Dallas was Konsai
Yeah.
and Nisha Mystic, and like they had this song "It's On,"
Yeah.
and like I used to request that on the radio, My FM, 88.6, and I remember I stayed
Shout out
up
to the
late
NZ
till like
fans.
11 a.m. I had 11 p.m. I had school the next day, and I was like, oh, I'd like to request Nisha Mystic, "It's On."
Yeah,
And you know, people would play that in the lunchtime, like sort of like circles with the guitar. But then we didn't know the words, so we just made up our own words.
Fuck
And then
yeah.
like, you know, it was just kind of like, oh, bust a rap, Charles, bust a rap. And then I used to
Yeah.
watch other people do it as well. And then it got to the point where we started obsessing over like Bone Thug lyrics and like looking it up on the internet and like
trying to fucking nail it.
decipher it all. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, thugs stand for true, humble, united, gathering souls. I was like, fuck. Exactly. So that was when like Resurrection came out as well. And like, you know, gotta get the paper.
Fucking oath, man. What a opening experience. So then coming here, because, you know, so you said 93 you came here?
No, 2003 I came.
2003 you
Yeah,
came here?
yeah.
Sorry, my
On
bad.
my 16th birthday.
You came on your birthday.
Yeah. So I came here for a visit like a year before, cause like, you know, with family and stuff, like my mom wanted to show us where she was at. She was at in Sydney and stuff, and we got to experience it as a holiday.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was kind of like, well, there's more opportunities here for me. So, you know, my brother and I moved over here.
Hectic.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
mad,
bro.
man. And then, so coming here, right, you know, it's fucking fresh off your second fucking, you know, country move. Bang.
Yeah.
You walk in, it's fucking West Sydney,
Yeah.
you know, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, it's people think, you know, it's fucking just a chiller, but it gets a bit rough out west, you know. How was it, like, how did you sort of make that stamp and, like, establish yourself, like, you know, with the, you know, the new homies, like, you know, like
okay,
those
so-
early days?
Basically, in high school, like in year 10, there were the break dancers, there were the footy dudes, the basketballers, and then there were like these like music guys in between that played guitar and sang. And one of them was like Raph Flores.
Big shout to Raf,
Shout-
man, one of the
shout outs to
OG overtimers, baby.
And it just all began from there when like I was just chilling. I think it was my second week in,
Yeah.
and I heard some dude rapping with some guy beatboxing, and it was Raph. And then I was like, oh, he's one of those ones, you know what I mean? So then I started joining in, and then next thing you know, the school made it a big thing that him and I were gonna battle next week on Mufti Day. And it was
God
gonna be
damn,
videoed.
man. fuck, wearing cross colors and shit.
It was
and,
full, and then I was like,
wearing-
oh shit, it's really happening.
Oh,
This is
no.
my first fucking like hip hop rap experience. Like I'm a rapper.
Were you guys cool though?
Nah, we were just like sort of getting to know each other. But after everything sort of like solidified after that battle.
It's so dope. Fucking hip hop.
In fact, Raph got me on that one. He got me on that one. So if you're watching this, Raph, you know you won. You got me. You got me.
But you know what? The best part was there was no videotapes, Raph.
There is. There
Oh
is.
no shit!
There is. Some guys got it. So I don't know who's got it, but like this footage of Raph, like, I mean, it was pretty. I can't remember what I said, but I know he got me with a couple of bars.
Fuck, what phone was that?
It was like I don't. It was actually a camcorder, bro.
Oh my
The
god!
fucking date and everything on it.
Fuck, we need to find that footage. So whoever's out there, we'll slip you 50 for that footage. I'll pay for it even, just so Ella can have it. Like that's my gift to him, you know.
See, there
Speaking
you
of
go.
gifts, fuck,
There
I
you
didn't even
go.
tell you. Yeah, that's your hoodie. You know, thank you for coming on. You know, you can keep warm.
Oath, bro.
You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, I love the logo as well.
Big shout out to your missus as well, Jasmine. Like if she needs to tax that, Jasmine, feel free.
It's all yours, Jazzy
Yeah.
baby. Shout outs.
So that sort of goes to my next thing as well, like those early beginnings and your first sort of rap associates.
Yeah.
I always ask because I just find it interesting because, you know, and I'll get into it a little bit later, but, you know, people from the area that are still got that passion contributing to the scene one
Yep.
way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Raf is with the Cheat Coders podcast and,
Shout outs.
you know, he filmed a couple of our clips and a lot of your
You
stuff.
filmed the Underground Classic, bro. Roll call.
Oh, shit. That's right. It is an underground
With
classic,
the
bro.
Soul Bees, man.
Man,
Seriously.
Shout out to Soul Benefits. But,
yeah.
you know what's fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Swear to God, Mackenzie was working in Platypus at Manly,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the fucking chicks that she worked with was playing Roll Call, bro,
Really?
and was like, yeah, oh no, Mackenzie played it, and she's like, oh yeah, I know this track.
Mm.
I was like, what the fuck?
It went around, man.
Bro,
It went viral on SoundCloud, bro. Like the day I released it, and I tagged everyone. I was like, "What the fuck?" Because there was no other crews at that time, like in the early West, that did something like that. And it was the
Fucking oath.
Overtimers and the Soul Benefits. Like if you were there in the early times, you knew Soul Benefits were the forefront of like Mount Druitt. They were the ones
100%.
really pushing. So shout outs to Zeresh, Arkel, and Storm, man.
Storms,
Like
bro.
those were the
Fuck.
bros.
You see that verse Storms did the other day, just on the Instagram for the fuck of it?
He did it. Oh, like that. Oh yeah,
It's just like a
with
little
with his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What the fuck? He still got it, bro. He's laying low, but you know, he's still got it, man.
MCs know. If you rap, you know, Storms will get you.
He's too humble with it,
He's too
man. But
humble
he's
with
he's a great guy.
But he knows what's good.
He knows.
He knows what's good.
He
But
knows.
first rap associate, so you got Raf.
Yeah.
And I sort of know some of your early rap associates as well, right? You know, like Nats and you know,
Yep.
fucking oh my
Nats
God.
and V. Remember
yeah,
V?
yeah. Oh shit.
You're coming into this story soon. You know what I mean? So
fuck V.
yeah.
So how did those like connections establish? Because, you know, back then as well, like it's still not a. I mean, you know, we got that funny story about when you guys went that.
Urban Star.
Urban Star, yeah.
Yeah,
But how
yeah.
did you establish those connections with those boys after meeting Raf? And like, you know, how did you connect with like, Nats and V and all that?
Through a forum. You know, back in the day, people used to log on to forums and like
Yeah.
sort of key battle or like sort of build communities in the internet.
Fucking remember
Remember
that?
forums, bro? Yeah, we had a forum called the Round Circle Forum, bro.
Oh.
Everyone was on it. Tops, Nats,
Tops!
Tops, LJ, V. Who else was on it? Like Crazy One as well. Like,
Crazy
all-
One?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
mad.
there's this one time where we were like, oh, this is competition. It's hosted by Fig Kid and Tops. We should audition for it.
That's right. Me and Tups hosted that together.
Yeah. And that's when
And
I
he was
first...
fast rap, hey, like Burn, like he.
Yeah, he
more
was
fast
gonna
rap.
get a hell yeah or something. Gonna get a tito tongue, a tito tongue. He was like full speed
Yeah,
rap,
that's
bro. I
that shit,
still
yeah,
still know. Shout outs to that dude, man. Like the early experiences of like live performances was being his hype man. So he gets credit for that.
Fuck, that's right. I do remember that. So you were hyping Tups, and were you getting like just verses in?
Here and there, like
and
it
there.
started like just me getting, because he wanted me to like, I sort of like wanted to get used to being on stage because I had to fight that sort of, you know, when you're learning how to perform, you got to shake off that fucking, you know, that those feels where you're like, oh, what am I doing, or what am I supposed to act like on stage? And the only way to do it is to just fucking do it. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
fucking knows, bro. We all been that one. Oh fuck, I gotta look like a rapper now.
Exactly.
So
So
you just
like,
start adjusting yourself, like.
so from there, like I just like learned how to handle myself on stage to a degree that I could present myself like live through being Tops' hype man, and then slowly and slowly I started putting out more music because I used to record a lot of my earlier stuff at his house.
Oh, true.
Like I'd stay there for nights, man, and like record like just random tracks of people that were staying in the house as well with this old crew. And I was working on my first mixtape and stuff. So I got a grasp of like what the hip hop lifestyle was like in West Sydney. You know what I mean? The early before it was even a thing. You know what I mean?
Where was Top staying?
Blacktown.
So he was in Blacktown.
Yeah, bro.
Hectic. So when you say you started working on your first mixtape, was that No Name Fame?
Nah, that was my first mixtape was called Think Again.
How many tracks was on that?
It was like 15 tracks.
Still 15 fucking tracks.
Yeah, I don't know where it is now, so I don't know if any of the boys have it or anything, but like it had a lot of people there that are still doing music today, which is pretty trip out, you know what I mean?
Bro, that's always a spin out, and like I said, like I'll get to it a bit later, but yeah, there's a funny question I've got later. But so you know, let's go into like then that next, I don't know, phase. So then you obviously rehearse. Oh no, you tell me about that when you came and you, what do you call it? Like you not tried out. What is it?
Oh yeah, so we
Urban Star.
auditioned for a placement in the competition.
That's right.
So everyone you were involved in it heavily. Marco Solorio was involved in it.
Yeah.
Tops was involved in it, and like you had this process where you were gathering different artists from Sydney and sort of like trialing them out to see if they'd really go well in this competition. And I entered as a crew with Raf and V, and we were called Creation.
But like K-R-E-A. Bro, you want to know some spun shit? I swear to God, I still think I have the disc with the instrumental on it. Fuck.
Yeah, bro. So we auditioned, and we were one of the last ones. But you said something really nice. Like, because a lot of the dudes before us were like really on that rap shit. They were like, oh, we got to impress Fig. Like, we're going to come through with some real rap shit. And you respected that because you're hip hop. But we came through with some like R&B sort of like love rap style shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like last verse in the song. So I kind of had to wait and kept doing my thing because we were performing in front of you. But you told me, you go, oh, I like what you do, man. Like, even though your verse was last, like you made sure that you were present at the time and your chemistry with the others was really good, and like, you know, I like the way you move around and stuff like that.
Shit, fuck, I still talked like that back then? Fuck me dead. What an analytical guy, my gal.
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy, man. And then I you know, it's so funny because I do remember you boys. Yeah. You know,
we hung around your house, like outside, and you poked your head out the window from the basement and was like, "Go home, it's done." We were like, fuck, man, just sign us, bro. Are we going to get signed to Under K9 or what, bro?
Oh, shit,
I mean,
bro.
the more we rap, like, someone's going to come out and sign us, right?
It's like 8 Mile, man, in fucking, like, right next to Strathfield Bridge.
Oh,
shit.
Because you guys were the crew that I really, 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 like, I'm just going to say this out, I idolized, bro. Like, you, Bishop, fucking, who else did you have? You had this dude, I forgot his name. Buck City.
Oh, Buck City. Oh, bro.
Bro, I used to like full stalk you on MySpaces, eh?
you know, like, bro, he went off the radar.
Yeah.
I had someone tell me the other day that he said hello.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, sweet. Can I talk to him? He's like, oh, no, he doesn't talk to anyone. And I'm like, damn, it's like that. Man, I respect it. Like, but he's his life just went like that.
Yeah.
So that's crazy, man. Shout out to Buck City, bro. Andre, fucking absolute king.
Yeah.
So then, like from there, you know, like I didn't really see you, and you know, for me, I had a few kids sort of went, I don't want to say down, but like I stepped away from it, you know. So in those years after that, what were you up to, like artist-wise, like?
Oh, when you were Fig Kid? Like when you were...
Yeah, so say my second album.
Okay.
And then you were... Is that when you started No Name Fames? When did like that sort of phase of No Name Fames?
Started like probably a year before I met you. But during that time, I was into like freestyle battling. So I was like, for that set of years, like I think it was like straight out of high school. So I graduated in 2005. So from 06 to like 08, I was just jumping into a lot of these competitions. You know, the ones that Forte was talking about?
Greenwood ones?
Like, no, the ones that they held them in Blacktown as well. Like the Urban Prophets did. And it was called Verbal Assault. So there was a lot of MCs coming on there. It was more low key, like compared to the bigger ones, like with Steez and all them. You know what I mean?
Oh, ski. Oh, yeah. Skis and them. Yeah.
Ski, sorry.
Um,
Skis and Forte and all them. But we were in our own section, like doing freestyle battles as well. Anecdote was hosting it.
Did you win that one?
I won all three, but like.
Well, all right.
Nah. I mean, if you listen to the battles like now, they're probably chat as. But
no, but back then it was more about off the top.
Off
like
the
it
top.
wasn't
the
like
format was off the top. 2 mics, you had the beat, and you just had to go in. And like it was funny because I had RJ, who's a real close friend of mine, that he always used to be on the side of my ear, just being like, "Oh, just make fun of his gut or make fun of his shoes." You know what I mean? And I'd just be like, "Okay, cool," because I already had that ability to make shit up on the spot.
Yeah.
So I just had my friends like Richard and that just telling me in my ear like, "Oh, get him for his like." Get him for his like whatever, like what he's wearing or some shit.
Yeah.
How it sounds like, and
So just giving you the ideas and you were delivering them.
Yeah.
So it's really like the 3-way fucking like you're battling this guy, but you're actually battling all 3 guys.
Yeah, they were using me as like the vessel, and it's kind of like fucking get him, you know.
Fuck, I can't battle rap. But Ello can battle rap.
So I did that, and then like after the third one, like there was a bit of like an issue at the end, but I was kind of like, you know what, I'm done with doing this. Like I'm just, I'm only 18 years old. I love to rap and freestyle. Like these were fun, but I really want to make music.
Yeah.
I really want to learn how to record and put music out, and like the freestyling bit sort of just,
So because there's not a lot of opportunity for that. I mean, that's a labor of love. Like if you want to fucking and I'm glad that the whole battle scene has turned into what it is now. Like
it's huge.
All of us, I know fucking you, and I know Christian and the boys. Like I know that we all fucking even fucking Ian fucking 316.
Yeah.
He's adamant
He's
about
going
watching
on.
it.
I spoke to him the other day too. He's doing well, man. He's gonna put out some music. Like hopefully he was keen on working on something. So I don't know. I mean, we might just throw you a beat. So I don't know.
You know, I'm already down. Fuck, bro. I've randomly found out I lived around a corner from him one time.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
So I fucking drove around, fucking knocked out a track, and then fucking rolled, and you put it on the tape. But I know that all the boys are adamant about watching it and all the MCs. But unless you're now in that new format of battle,
bro, it's intense, man.
Fucking.
What was the last
for like 6 minutes?
It's crazy, bro. What was the last like Australian battle like that you were really into? Was it Cursor and 60? That battle was one for the ages, man. Like I watched that at least like 50 times, man. It was crazy.
I still watch to this day the fucking 60 and Decoy.
Oh, the one where he pulls out the letter? Oh, fuck.
Did you ever see that, Eski?
Fuck. Yeah, that was...
Bro, if you want to watch some classic shit, bro, he changed the game. Literally, 360, and we got to give him props for this. He literally pulls out a letter, look it up, 360 versus Decoy. He just battles this most awkward cunt.
It's crazy.
And he destroys him by reading him a letter, and he actually changed it because then, like, some of the big heavyweights in the world, Thesaurus and Immaculate, they all started to look at that and go, holy shit, we can use props? What the fuck? An Australian changed the fucking game. So big shout out to 360.
That was a set of MCs that during that era, like MC Justice, like Justice in Chaos, X, all those boys, right?
I spoke to X last night, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and actually, Anecdote is what we're working on a track.
Shit.
Yeah, bro. Fuck, I'm still trying to get him there. Big shout out to Semantic. He's on the beat, but like, we'll get it across the line. You know how we do. We get the MCs out. But going into No Name Fame as well. How were the first two put together? Because to be real, I think I hit you up on 3.
Nah, 2. You were in 3.
You're
2.
right,
So I dropped.
Right.
You 2. You messaged me as soon as 2 released. Because I started slowly picking up, like this is early YouTube too. So we were still like, you're sort of like new to the whole format of like YouTube and putting your own shit out there without waiting for a label. But then I put out this second mixtape and I'm a little bit more confident and I feel like I'm a bit more established in my community. So I'm a bit more like, okay, this is what I'm about and this is my body of work as of this time. And then I get a message from you saying like, I fuck with your song No Name Fame. Because I put out that video.
Can I say, man, like, and just a little bit interject, what was so fucking refreshing at that time for it was that, you know how you're sort of saying, like, you got to have to try and, like understand, like, how you have to carry yourself or how you have to be. you know what I mean? Like as an MC and like get your identity and blah, blah, blah. Like when I heard that, like you were one of the first guys that wasn't trying to fucking say, pardon me, like I'm fucking better than this guy. You weren't trying to like, particularly No Name Fame. And then I started listening to everything else around it because I was like, No Name Fame was really like, for me, like, you know, you're just talking about everyday shit. You know, you weren't trying to be a gangster in Australia. You weren't trying to be this, that. And like for me, you know, bro, it's like, just fucking speak the real.
Yeah, that was therapy, man. I literally wrote that song like on my lunch break when I was working at David Jones in the logistics section. It was like a dungeon.
You were in the docks and shit.
Yeah, bro. It was a dungeon, bro. There was no like windows or anything. I used to just work down there and unload trucks like all day and listen to rap music. And then like I found this beat online. It was produced by Bugseed. And I just kept playing it. And then I was just like, you know what? Like I need to say something. I need to release these thoughts in my head before I go crazy. And then like, you know, I go to Hungry Jack's on my lunch break and then I eat and I'm sitting in the park and I'm like, I just start jotting this shit down and then I polished it up and, you know, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
And I wasn't established. I was like, oh.
But you had a lot of tracks on that tape as well, bro.
Yeah.
How many tracks was on that? Like,
it was over 20, yeah.
It was over 20, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember that was another standout point. I was like, all right, cool, this is off the mixtape. Then I look at the mixtape, I was like, god damn, this cunt's got like fucking a lot of material.
I think it's because it's the DIY like mind state. Like it's been embedded in my train of thought since day one. Like I knew that I didn't have money to go to the studio. I didn't have any like connects. I didn't have any networks like to really go to really keep myself going into further establishing myself as an artist. So the only fucking person that I could bank on was myself. And so like, you know, I had a bit of money that I saved up and then like I started observing like Raf had a handle on like condenser mics and gave me a run around on what programs to use. And then like Nats sort of helped me on how to like put it all together. And then like I bought my own computer. Like Nats' cousin was the one that like made my first computer. I took it home and then I just started like just trial and error, man. Just
tinkering.
Figuring it out because there was no one that was going to do it for me, bro. So if I had to fucking learn how to do it, then I'm going to have to put in the time. And then once I find a handle on how to do it, I was just kind of like, you know what? Like, fuck it, man. Like, I'm just going to keep going, bro. There's no one telling me to stop. So eventually something's going to happen after like my 100th, like my 50th song. Like something's going to happen, right?
Fucking 100%, bro. and that just stood out. And the fact that you were just like, you know, like this is me unashamedly. I'm not trying to flex. I'm not trying to be a mad cunt. Like I'm actually, this is what I'm fucking going through.
Yeah.
You know, and the best thing was, bro, it was just everyday shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, but the flow was nice.
Thank you, bro.
You've always been a fucking hectic guy.
But I never used to really know
out.
how to like stay on topic though. Like when I first started rapping, like Raph would do a lot of love songs. So we'd do like a Fabulous Into You remix and I'd just be straight flexing on that motherfucker, man. Raph would be like, you know, like baby this, baby that. And I'd be like, yo, motherfuckers better get it. Like I didn't know how to until like Raph sort of pulled me aside and was kind of like, you know what, you got to like sort of, when you write something to a topic, you got to sort of find ways to relate to that in your own way. So, you know, shouts to Raph.
Shouts to Raph for establishing my whole fucking like tangent bar game and like roping that shit in.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you're in, you're in West Sydney, you're repping, and you know you were at Erskine then.
Erskine Park.
Yeah, Erskine Park represent.
That's what's up, man.
And
Shoppies for life.
Yeah,
it shows,
bro. you know, and then I remember like just hitting you up, and you were like, yeah, bro, fucking pretty low key about it. Yeah, bro, fuck, I'm down to fucking do a track. And at that time, man, like I was actually, it's so funny. Remember the track The Return? Did you ever hear that?
I was just about to say that. That was the track. That was your like sort of like, was that your first track back with Samurai? Because you put that out, and I was just like, yo, he's back. He's back. This dude is back.
The funny thing is, bro, like I remember hearing that, and there just something wasn't there in it. It was like, yeah, I'm rapping, and you know, at the time I still had the accent, and there just was no oomph. And the fucked up thing, similar to you, in the way that like I started to have to bank on myself to start being, because you know, fuck, I had a manager before. I had fucking someone to kick my ass and like keep me like on track. And then bro, to be real, and I think I've told you this, but when I heard No Name Fame, I was fully like, yo, here's an MC that like fucking makes me want to write some dope shit. Appreciate that. And then I came out to Erskine Park.
With your son. Shout outs to Miles.
Yeah, fuck, that's right.
He was
Miles
there.
came out with me that day.
He was there.
And, you know, I just saw you with your fucking, bro, you had like one of those like very standard fucking computer desks in the lounge room.
Yeah, bro.
Right next to the fucking TV and the couch right there.
Yeah.
And then you just had the little fucking mic right next to the computer. And I was like, yo, fuck, you're doing everything you're doing on this? And you're like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. It got to the point where I was like living in the living room. Like I laid my mattress out on the floor and I was just like, you know what? Like I go to work at Woolworths. I used to work at the deli there. It was fucking shit. You know? It was fucking torture, man. But then when I got back home, I just like, fuck it, man. I'm going to try and knock out 2 tracks and then tomorrow I'm asleep and then wake up, go to work and come back. And just thought, the closer I am to my studio, the faster I get shit done. Because I was obsessed, bro. Like I have this thing where like if I want to get something done or if I see something and I want it so bad, like just as much as I need to breathe,
Yeah.
then I'll fucking go for it, man, until something happens, you know what I mean?
It's crazy you say that word, obsessed. Like, you know, I come to a realization that, like, you know, people get like, you know how they say, like, power of, like, manifestation?
Of course. I'm a
I
firm
believe
believer
in
that.
manifestation, but I truly believe as well, like, there has to be a degree of obsession.
Yep.
If you're not so much fucking about something
Yep.
that, exactly like you said, you want it as much as you want to breathe, then... Bro, just straight up, you're going to get distracted at some point. You're going to fucking want something else, or the importance level is going to go down.
Nothing is ever easy, and you fucking know that. Like, you got to go through the shit to get to the sugar, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you
100%.
really got to, like, do the groundwork. You got to, you know, if you really want to bank on yourself and put it on yourself, you really got to learn, you know, like, as much as you can, because you can't just wake up in the morning and expect to be, like, trending and shit if you're not putting in the work.
Fucking oath, man.
So... It's just that hustle, man. I had that in my brain from the start, and I still do. But at the same time, like, it's balanced nowadays. Now that I'm older, you know what I mean?
100%, bro. Tell me about, like, in terms of, like, okay, so because Raph was from West, right?
Yeah.
And then Nats was. I don't think
He was
Nats
from Hurstville, so he had to travel a fair
Roughdale
bit.
area, right?
Yeah. Nats was
Yeah.
from
I
Hurstville.
remember that. I remember when I met you at that time, you had sort of not. You sort of, I don't want to say felt, I mean, I'll let you say however it is, but like, you know, I do remember your frustration of like, you know, I don't know, like you felt like people weren't maybe moving as fast as you, or people maybe weren't supporting you, you know, so that's why you became self-sustainable.
It just got to a point where, like, obviously, like, we all grew up together, so we're all very young, and we're all, like, you know, part of this whole hip-hop thing, and we love hip-hop, and music is just... You know, we're all here for a common ground, which is music. But then life catches up, and certain people live different lives, and they make different decisions.
Yeah.
But my decision was like at the time was just like fuck everything else. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to eat. But like I need to get on the fucking radio, or like, you know, I know that I've got something, and I know these other people aren't convinced until I fucking really make sure that they see and notice me. And in order to do that, I gotta lock myself in. I gotta visualize this shit, you know what I mean? And some people may not see music in that way, and that's fine. Like, I respect that. But at the same time, it's like, well,
That's
if you
not how
don't
you're
see it that way, I'm trying to get to this.
Yeah.
So whatever I got to do, I'm going to do, you know what I mean? So it was like that. It wasn't really like bitter or anything. It was just like, I just wanted it, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, in order to get that, you really got to go through the shit, bro. Like, you really got to...
I'm just thinking back in the day.
Yeah, bro, you know what I mean?
That house was just like a glorified studio.
Oh, man, it's a landmark.
Because I had like extra rooms, so fuck all the other rooms. I think that went to your house like fucking how many times?
Yeah.
I reckon the only reason I saw other rooms is because I need to use a toilet all the time I came for your birthday or some shit, and we had to go to the backyard or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just fucking hilarious. You know what I
It
mean?
was
Like,
funny. I think the third time you went, you came in the evening and you brought, this is when I met Mez, Jordan Greg, fucking, you also brought in Clean, fucking all the boys, man. Like, it's when I met all your, like, your community, and I started being like, oh, fuck, you know? I'm with the shits now.
I'm with this
I'm
shit.
with the shits now.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
bro.
working with dudes that are really, like, fucking, they've been in here, and they're really, you know, like, appreciating what I do, and I thought, like, fuck, man, all right, I must be doing something right.
Well, I think like the similar energies just started to like, oh fuck, you're fucking, is that mine? Oh fuck, bro, shout out to Mitch, yo, can I grab that?
Shout outs to Mitch.
Thanks, my bro. Fuck, I feel like such a pig, bro. And like,
That
if you
dirty
want to
bird.
eat on, if you want
I'm
in on
good.
it, like, fucking,
I'm good.
you jump in. But anyway, The other thing that I wanted to say, and shout out to, oh yeah, fuck, this cunt knows me. Pepsi Max. Pepsi. No, but you know, sip supplies first. This just came with the meal. All right.
Sips.
Thanks, KFC.
Sips.
We're waiting for the check in the mail. You know. The other thing is, and you said it sort of before, is then it goes like you were sort of. I came out west, and you know, bro, I'm from Southwest, right?
Yeah,
Bankstown, and for me though, what was sort of dope was I'm coming into like a realm of like MCs and artists and like lifestyle that is like what I know, and that's why I think I sort of bonded pretty quick with you as well, because I'm like, yo, this cunt's just fucking average Joe in average Joe house, fucking doing dope raps, and so I was just like, fuck yeah. But how, you know, you said early West, and like I sort of have to agree, because it's not to take from the Fortes, it's not to take from the boys. Like
those boys were like the forefront, like Enter, Cursor,
Losty,
Gravy, like all of them, honestly.
Yeah. And
Jay.
you know, those boys were doing it, but when I say early West, I mean where you know, like Druids, Blacktowns, you know, even out west, more west, like, you know, Penrith Mountains, like. Other than the fundamentals or stuff like that, it wasn't really established out there. It was still like early days.
Yeah.
You know, Jay Druitt's, the fucking, you know, Red Honchos, fucking, you know, D-Boss, obviously. Fucking Esky.
He's been there,
Esky, the motherfucking man right there. Westline Cypher's like, what? You know, the Soul Benefits. And if you don't know, then you need to know.
They need to know.
You know what I mean? Like all those boys. Like, how was the climate out west back then? Because it was, bro, like now everyone's like, fuck West, you know, but like back then no one gave a fuck about West.
Exactly. Like, I think you agree with me on this. Like, I saw a status once, I think recently, that Red Honcho posted saying that, like, back in the day, people were embarrassed to throw the West up or say that they were from the West. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, like, it wasn't something to be proud of in a sense where, like, you can stamp it on your art and be like, I'm legit from the West, you know what I mean? And it's just funny how today, you know, with the likes of like 1-4, like Hefs, like the heavy hitters, you know what I mean? Like, it's a thing now. Like, dudes want to be that, even though they're not even from the fucking West.
Oh,
and then
they fucking won't even walk in the West.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't, and it's just like, it's just funny because like, it's so true. Like, I think from 1-4's impact globally, and from them being accepted into the rap game the way that they are now, it's just like now everyone's gonna jump on this fucking thing where it's just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're not from the West, or like you're just throwing it up to just get that tick in the box.
And the clout, bro. They're trying to get the clout. And you know, the funniest thing is like, I remember that show we did in the square.
Yeah.
Fucking Dawson Mall, like just.
This was back when Lazy J had CDMG.
Yeah. And YMS were there, and you know, I remember doing that. I remember me heading out there, but I had to catch a train.
Yeah.
And even you were like, yo, you want me to grab you from the station? I was like, guys, I'm from Bankstown. I know what it's like to walk from the station, right? But that was another relativity point for me, because I was sort of like, when you're calling like me to be like, yo, you need me to swing, grab you just in case, then I was thinking like, fuck, this really is exactly how like I've grown up, you know what I mean? So like I totally understand. Yeah. But in terms of the West, you know, back then, I know I named a couple, but like, you know, who else was sort of popping in that area, or like, you know, who were you looking to?
Oh, like as like pioneers, as dudes that I was looking up to.
Yeah, pioneers, but also like people that were like, you know, doing stuff. And what were they doing at the time for the West?
Trying to think, man. I'm trying to think. Like, obviously we stated like, you know, Forte and all the.
Well, even like D-Boss and like, you know, what sort of impact did they have locally? Like,
I felt like I met D-Boss, like Red Honcho now, on the Westline Cypher, and that's when I met Storm personally as well. Like, I knew Zerish before, like we used to exchange stuff online, as like he was like throwing me beats and stuff, and I kind of knew like Soul Benefits were really like sort of getting really familiar around the area.
Yep.
So I knew them as the dudes that were really pushing for the Druid back in the day. And I don't know, like when Honcho and I met on that cypher, just clicked, man. Like, you know, he's from a different background and so am I, but the fact that we just love hip hop and, you know, we just wanted to make music, it really like, it stuck with me. So like, you know, months after, like I'd run into him in like fucking the Imperial, like in Rudy Hill, like just drinking and shit. And at the same time, I'd run into like Storm and I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, we're all here. We might as well go back to mine and make a track. And we used to just roll back to mine and fucking make.
And that's how Roll Call started.
Pretty
Bro, I
much,
swear to
bro.
God, when you fucking showed me roll call for the first time, I was like,
Shout outs to Mickey Zerd too.
bro, I think he moved to like Sydney or something. He just
I'm not
added me
sure.
randomly the other day.
True that. He came through with a couple of heaters for us.
A couple of heaters, fucking oath.
But yeah, nah. So I just thought, like, fuck, man. Obviously, we've got this like overtimers thing. So it's like you and I, Empress, like Tim, Christian, D Cuts, like Raph, like even like young B Deals from INQ. Like he was sort of in and out, learning the ropes. We had our thing, and then like SB were doing their thing too. Like they were rapping in footy games and shit, and they were like fucking doing heaps of dope shit. And I was like, fuck it, man. Like when in history are we able to fucking do something like this? You know what I mean? So I just thought, fuck, we needed to capitalize straight away. So that's what we did, man.
Yeah, man.
Like,
you know the other thing that I really noticed about you, you actually probably taught me this. Like you taught me this.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really internet savvy like you. And one thing I noticed about your,
because I'm an introvert, bro.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, you're dealing really well lately, but you are introvert. But one thing that I noticed, I was obviously schooling you to like face-to-face networking game and shit like that, but you were really good about fucking just scouring the net and being on forums and and just sourcing, like really fucking sourcing from the internet back then, like you said, when like YouTube wasn't really a thing yet, and playlists went well. YouTube was a thing, but it was just getting tapped into him. I remember, big shout out to Christian Joseph, bro. I remember that was the first like dude that I knew that was like, I know a dude that has 1 million fucking plays.
Bro. He was that dude, He was that dude. Like
that was crazy.
Crazy, bro. His following was epic. Like a lot of people need to know that. I mean, they don't need to know that, but if they got to know that, like Christian was one of the front runners for like cover singers in the YouTube era. Following
Four-Wheel Singe and all that, man.
Exactly, like following along with like Tim, who's now like Timber and stuff. Like they were really, really, really pushing that sort of R&B, like YouTube cover singer, and like people would subscribe like No Tomorrow, and like they were the first people to like, I feel like in Sydney to really, really like embrace that and be like, that's our thing. So
yeah, man, and it was wild, and I just saw the way that you always like. I felt like obviously I had my strengths and I brought my shit to the table, but every week you would have like, I don't know, a dope fucking new beat with like. Some cunt that knew from Japan or that you just network with from Japan, and you fucking get, and next thing you know, we just had all this shit to work with. I'm like, yo, this cunt's fucking getting everything off the internet, bro. Like this guy's not leaving his house, yet he's been one of the most productive cunts I've ever fucking met.
Yeah, because I like I said before, like I was introverted, so I'm not always the first person. Like you can naturally walk into a room and introduce yourself and sort of like politely like work your way into a good conversation to obviously like connect with people. That's something that you've always had from day one. But for me, I'm always like reserved. I think I get it from my mom. Like I kind of just observe and sort of check the feel for the room and stuff like that. So I think being introverted, I felt like the internet was the only sort of advantage that I had, like to learn the ropes and how to really market myself and talk to people through the internet and use the right platforms to get to the things that, that I wanted done, vice versa for them to get done as well. And I just started getting a handle on like, how to present, the music, the content. Like before content was even fucking content, you know what I mean? Like I just thought like the internet was the key to reaching out to people in a span of like, I don't know, like 3 seconds. You could send a beat over to somebody, or you could record something and send it back, and there you go, you have a song. You don't have to go to a studio session. You don't have to do nothing, you know what I mean? Like you could just put it out on the internet, and it's up to the people to decide whether it's,
Yeah, man, and it was wild, and still to this day, because, obviously, we'll talk about this in a bit, but like I went through some shit, and so I had to start a new Facebook and just reestablish some connections.
Yeah,
it was so funny, man, because I remember back in the day, like people like GMC who, and shout out to GMC.
Shout outs, man.
But I remember like I'd be connected with GMC, but like through Weapon X and those physical connections.
Yeah.
But then you'd be connected to GMC, but like your connection and like your guys' relationship was like purely online because you never really met him.
Yeah, because they dropped the tape. Remember that Third World mixtape?
Oh,
it was him, Justice, X, like GMC. And he had this song, Don't Want to Be an Asian No More. I fucking love that song, man. So I messaged him a couple of times, and like, that's from there I was kind of like, oh, he's another dude that's like sort of Asian in the scene, doing his thing and holding it down in Burn City. And I was like, that's mad, And he was a bit more established than me at the time, so I was just a noob, just like watching what he did. And I was like, fuck, man, how does he rap so fucking good? No,
He does fucking rap so good.
He's crazy,
He
man.
still raps so fucking good.
Bro, that's the
Some of his shit is still on my fucking playlist, bro. Like,
that
you know which
delivery.
one, bro? Rini and Toyota.
Oh,
Damn.
you know what I was playing today?
What?
LMXEC, fuck him.
Oh yeah, bro.
Fuck all your face and asses. I fuck all your face. I don't know, like face and asses. That's
DMC
crazy,
is like one of the
bro.
guys who can get away with that shit.
It's crazy, bro.
know?
He's got that steelo, bro.
So how was that importance of, you know, how important was that, I think, of you establishing yourself, you know, prior to, you know, us linking in terms of that online presence, and you know, how important has that been for you, like even up until this point?
I feel like
And is it
now
the same, like, you know,
Nah,
'cause
it's
the
different.
internet's changed now, like,
it's different. I was having a chat to Jay Druid about this last night. Where like we're at this stage where it's like people are like so like open into accessing what's going on by the second that anyone can just come in and be a rapper, right? But it's different for people from our area because it's kind of like we've based our career on stuff that happened in the early 2000s, and in order for us to progress, we need to sort of get people familiar with that, but then at the same time still remain to come out with something new. It's that
yeah, I
balance, you know what I
definitely get
mean?
you,
Like,
yeah.
you don't want to press it on him and be like, oh, we were the first to do this, because like no one likes that guy. No one likes that MC, bro. No one likes that guy.
no, they don't.
So it's kind of like, yeah, so I've been doing it for a minute, but I fuck with all the new shit. And it's like, at the end of the day, hip hop will always be pushed by the youth. I think you know that as well. And in order to get a good, like, sort of, like, relationship with the new audience, is that you really got to understand what they're doing and give them the time of day in order for you to tell your story as well. You know what I mean? It's that balance, bro.
Bro, straight up. And you know, I was speaking to someone today who's worked their ass off to be in a very good position in the music industry, you know, and she said to me today, she goes, you know what, nobody owes you shit. Nobody fucking owes you shit, you know what I mean? Like,
100.
I can walk into a room and like, fuck, everyone knows me, right? But more often than not, you're gonna walk into a room and no cunt knows you. So you got to earn,
Always.
you always have to earn that respect again and again and again, you know what I mean? Never
Yeah, 100.
assume that you're fucking just owed whatever, you know?
Yeah, I think entitlement, especially in the scene, is just, it's
I feel the younger guys aren't as entitled though. You reckon?
Nah, I mean, I feel like with the younger dudes, like, for instance, like my mate Zoilo, you know Zoilo, right?
Fucking oath.
Like,
Mad guy.
upon meeting him and like sort of like building a relationship that I have with him now, like he actually got out of his way to really study the foundation of why we're all here today. Like, I've had conversations with him, like he knows a lot about like what we did in the past.
True.
And like, even though he's doing his own thing and he's like really pushing for what he's doing right now with the wavy stuff, like he's got an appreciation for the foundation, and that was natural. Like, it wasn't me pressing it on him. Like, it was just him like knowing that, you know, to get familiar with the history, you really got to like soak it in to really push it forward, to understand why you do it.
Yeah, man, he's
And
fucking definitely got his own shit, bro.
It's crazy, but shout outs to Zolo.
100%. Now, you know, the beginning years, like, so you and me, like, that obviously, you know, kick-started, and I remember we did our 2 tracks. Fucking
Heavy
sorry,
set.
Heavy set, that was, yeah. So I came to you because I wanted to do a track with you. I didn't even really have a plan for Heavy set.
You had the beat and you
let's-
had something on it. Richard,
that's right. Yeah, I wrote that. Yeah, so I was ready with that. And bro, it was fucking one of the. This is when I knew I was like, yo, I'm gonna be fucking working with this guy a bit. Was when I got there, fucking knocked out my shit. I think you were like, oh, you know, I can just write my shit later. But like, while you're here, do you mind if you just fucking jump on a track? So like, I did a track for you, and then like you've got a track with me, and I was just like, fucking oath.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we did Miss Jackson.
Yeah. This is back when the
Tell your mum, tell your mother I'm sorry.
Tell your mother I'm sorry, yeah.
And then we did those 2 tracks, and I was only there for like an hour or hour and a half, like, because I had to be in and out.
Very short, man.
Yeah. And it was like, all right, well, fucking, you know, see you next week. Fucking couple of weeks we had
It was like every Wednesday or Thursday you'd rock up.
100%. And then we had fucking God knows how many tracks within a
It's
short
just
span of
natural.
time.
Like we had this thing where it was like, okay, whatever we got to do, we'll fucking record it tonight, and then later on we'll worry about it later. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, in that 2-pack studio fucking footage where you're just like, oh, mix it all down fucking later, just record me now. It's just kind of like that.
Yeah, fucking oath, man. And then, so what sort of impact did, you know, that have on, you as an MC? Because, you know, like, I mean, you know, obviously I've come and, you know, you knew me from before. And what sort of impact did that have on, you know, what you started to do and, you know, how you started to
Man,
maneuver?
I think I started like fucking with like multi-syllables more like when you came in the picture. I felt like I was very limited in a sense where like my style was very direct and like I didn't know much about. Because it all started when some dude critiqued me online saying that my raps need to rhyme more. And I always had that idea where like, oh, okay, so he's saying that because the N words of the raps that I needed to put down needed to match and rhyme. But then meeting you, it's kind of like, nah, like you have the whole like textbook like multi-syllable style. So it's kind of like, it's not about the words like sort of matching physically or like by the look of it, but it was more like how you could break it down delivery-wise to sort of manipulate the sound into thinking that it is the flow and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And there was that line in Heavy Set where you were like, oh, I was stuck on a line and you were just like, oh, why don't you just say Nebuchadnezzar in the middle of the verse to connect it more? And I was like, fuck, that's 2 syllables. And I'll just take it down. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then when you left, I'm like, oh, fuck, you can really do that shit. Yeah. And then I was just kind of like, Nebuchadnezzar, and it just started fucking making more sense to me, you know? I started being more free with the creativity. So I feel like having your presence in the studio really like sort of opened that realm of expression for me where it's not just like me being a slave to the words or having to rhyme a certain way. Like you could sort of manipulate your expression by the way you deliver, the breaths you take, or you know what I mean? How to construct the verse, like to make it work for the record.
It's crazy, man. It's sort of fucking worked 2 ways, bro. Because I remember taking a lot from you and your, I don't know, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but how broad you were with your listening. You'd be like fucking so onto all the old shit that I knew, but then you'd be like, yo, you heard this? I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. But it's hectic, you know what I mean? And it's like you had like a really good touch with the old shit and the new shit. And that actually still stands today, man. Like the way that you involve yourself with new up and coming dudes and stay relevant and stay fresh and you know what I mean? Like do you still like sort of go out of your way to make sure that you listen to what's fucking new and digging for people?
But I don't dwell on that too long. Like I feel like there's certain things that I like in the new era of rap that I really, really like. But then like it sort of stops from there because I don't want to like sort of stay in that. But then I'll go back to what I like to listen to because I feel like in order for us to push forward, you really got to do your digging. And sort of because like I feel like nothing hasn't been like done before.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's always just a fresh twist on something that's already been done.
It's always like that. And I learned that a lot working with the band as well. Dreamcities, and they taught me a lot of things where it's like the ideas that you have it's been done, you know what I mean? But it just hasn't been done by you.
It's pretty fucking humbling, eh? Like you think you're a mad company, like, yo, I got some fucking groundbreaking ideas. Be like, yeah, can't we? Like we're actually part of like rock scene, and we've fucking seen it a million times. But that's cool. We'll still do it. Like
exactly.
That's crazy.
Once I started realizing like that, and like sort of like I've started getting more familiar with the fact that art is just a depiction of the information that you have in your way. But it's not like it's like going to be the next best thing in a sense where like no one's doing the shit that I'm doing. Like someone is doing the shit that you're doing. You're just doing it your way. And you're finding a way to get noticed. You know what I mean? Yeah,
fucking oath, man.
Yeah, bro.
And then we had some fucking hectic times. We did a few things. You and I.
A few things. I feel like you remember the first time we performed?
Was that with Eccentric?
Nah. We performed at this like it was this party, and there were all these organizers of all the festivals, and Samurai was there. It was the first time you and I performed. It was in the city. It was where Chinese Laundry was, and it was during the day. And as soon as we rapped, I fucking choked, bro. Like I did not recite one rap that we recorded properly, bro. And I was just like fucking defeated after that. And then I turned around, I'm
bro,
like,
I can't remember that.
I thought like, oh, bro, this dude's not gonna fucking work with me after this, bro. Like,
nah, bro, fuck, I know about that.
But then you were just like, fuck, bro, it's just one gig. I go, we'll get him again. And I was just kind of like, fuck, but I feel choked, you know what I mean? But it's like, just let it go.
You fucking like, Eminem in 8 Mile.
It's crazy, bro.
Like, my spaghetti.
Yeah, so that was one of the first gigs that we did. But I guess like from experiencing that, I started realizing more that like, fuck, it's just a gig. Like you can always do it again, or like it's a process where you got to just work on what you did, like from the last gig and improve on that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just snowballed into like our live presence, which was like, you know, rehearsing non-stop, you know what I mean? So
100%, bro.
yeah.
I think it was a lot easier as well because I think that you and I both listened to our songs enough, and because we really fucking loved each other's verses and shit, like we knew each other's lines because we fucking listened to each other's verses, and it wasn't on some like, oh, I'm a mad cunt, so I'm just listening to my shit and I just got an MC on it. I'd be listening to my shit, but I'd be waiting for your verse. Because, you know, when you're an MC, if there's like someone on the track and you're sort of like not feeling their verse, but you're like just doing it to do a track with a homie, you listen to your verse, so you got it. But you don't listen to the homie's verse necessarily every time, you know. And that's no disrespect to the guys. It's like, yeah, it's all right, and we fucking love this rap shit. But we were listening to each other's shit, so we'd come up to the gig and it'd be like, you know, I know half your fucking lines. You know what I mean? Like,
And I know half your lines.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's just fuck around with it and let's just manipulate this whole thing until eventually, like, we can just do each other's verses without even fucking, you know, looking.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Then there's one sort of underlying thing this whole time was that, you know, and I sort of knew as well, and, you know, you and I have had sort of a bit of discussion about it, but, you know, during that time, I remember what was crazy to me was, you know, it's not like you're a kid, you know, like, but, you know, you're still a fucking adult. But, like, you know, you're still living in a family home, but, like, it was just you and your bro. And your bro was he just out of school?
He just out of school. He just was stepping into uni. He didn't take no break. He was just like, straight got a job and just started studying.
Yeah.
He's a paramedic now. Shout out.
Yeah, fucking earth. I saw that.
Nico.
But what was crazy as well was, you know, you weren't like mentally always 100%.
Nah, it was all new to me, man. I feel like you had me at a time where I was just sort of not processing, but this was like my first steps out of being a fucking kid. Like I was just discovering what it was like. Cause my mom left like to live in Queensland.
Yep.
And my brother and I, it was just my brother and I in the house. So we had to figure out like lifestyle, workflow, like getting jobs, like maintaining.
Yep.
And at the same time, like I'm focused on this music thing.
Yeah.
And everything's all exciting. And I'm just like, fuck, like there's no stability there. And so you get distracted a lot. And if you lose that balance, then all the other shit besides music in your life starts sort of, you know?
And how did you feel like, because, you know, one thing I have to say, like, you got to think about it, bro. Like, okay, so you have this underlying like stress or pressure that you, like, you know, you don't actually know what it is, but it's fucking there.
It's anxiety, bro.
It's ticking. Yeah, right. Well, now you know, but at the time you're like,
no, yeah,
you don't know, right?
I don't know.
So, you know, how did you find it, like, fucking struggling with that in the back of your mind? But then, you know, and I know we had conversations about it. You turn around and be like, yo, but like we got to do this, or like, you know, pressure, I'm feeling this way. And I'd be like, it's all good, bro. Like, don't stress on it. Like, you know, we got this. Like, how did you find fucking rolling through those, I don't know, real highs, but then feeling like real low, and then, you know, still fucking working and getting shit done? You know, how was that balance? Was it
I
fucking
think it was
hard,
it was just me not like discovering myself, but me sort of not acknowledging like my emotions, or like not being able to depict like what makes me happy. You know, like I feel like at the time it was just like rap, music. I'm the rap guy. I'm gonna fucking kill everything.
Yeah.
Rap. But then it's like,
there's no balance.
who the fuck am I? Like, you know, what do I do besides this shit? Like, if this shit was gonna leave my life the next day, what would I be doing? And I had nothing. You know, like I felt like at the time, like I had that dream of like, you know, I'm gonna be big one day. I'm gonna really do something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like I still have something to say. I still enjoy doing what I do, but you know, like it's just acknowledging that things aren't just gonna happen the way you want it to. You know, and no matter what you do, things will go wrong. You know what I mean? And just because they go wrong, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how I used to feel. Like whenever like we missed an opportunity, or I missed a line when we performed live, or like,
just beat yourself up. I remember
I beat myself up because I was so critical. Like I had this idea in my head that if I fucked up, like all these other alignments ahead of me will not fall into my life, and that was really poisonous, bro. It was really bad. You know?
It was tough, man, to watch as well. And I mean, you know, it's not about me, but I felt I probably didn't appreciate where you were at the time.
Mm.
You know, and after discussions and
Yeah.
people know, but I found I had more appreciation after when I went through
Yeah.
the same shit of
Yeah.
them coming out of that subconscious and it actually being something that's in front of me that I have to deal with.
Mm.
But yeah, I remember even, you know, you'd see other people succeed and you would be like pissed off because it's not that you had anything against them. You're just like, oh man, I'm putting all this work. And here's me looking at you with like my eyes as being someone external, be like, yo, bro, you're putting in the work. You're actually doing everything right. Like, don't let it weigh you down. But, you know, fuck, you got to go through it yourself, bro. Like,
Exactly.
Nobody can just fucking pat you on the back and be like, nah, bro, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go through, like you keep saying, like,
you have to go through the motions, but
yeah,
you got to
bro.
go through it. And I feel like during that time, you know, you and I went through what we went through, but it was like sort of, it wasn't at the same time, which kind of made it awkward because it was kind of like when I was all over the place, you had your shit together, in a sense.
Yeah.
And then when you were like when the sides flipped, and I started to sort of get a grip on where I was in life, you were all over the place.
100%.
Like, and I say that respectfully, you know what I mean? Like,
Bro,
as
you're 100%
brothers.
right, my bro.
And I feel like at that time, it's like it's very hard because like we were really close, so we were really, you know, about each other's like lives. Every day we'd speak, and it's like to have that shift is kind of weird because it's like you've always seen this guy as your bro, but you've never seen him like this, so you don't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's
bro.
what you felt with me as well. So it was kind of like
it's tough to deal with, man. But I mean, you know, I think look at like fuck, we're here right now, and what's so dope about that self-realization is that like, bro, fuck the ego.
It was never that with you.
Put that bullshit aside, like both and both of us, bro. Like we both, you know, I'm so fucking thankful that it's come full circle, and now it's just like we can fucking squash like we just know that that's fucking nothing, you know, in the bigger scheme of things, and then it's now it's just about like best version of ourselves, knowing that shit can go wrong. That's all, G. It's just fucking, you know, move on with it. You know what I mean?
It's a cycle, bro, and I feel like we've reached the cycle now where we can look back and acknowledge the stuff that we've done.
Yep.
But at the same time, still sort of salute and be like, we're still here.
100%,
we're still sort of fucking doing what we're doing, bro. 100.
And it was hectic and crazy for me to obviously see you step off, and you know, because at the time I had to coach you through a lot. Yeah. You know, but then flip it. And you know how you said, like, I was all over the place, and I go see you doing this crazy shit. I'm like, oh man, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like doing these things, and like, fuck, I'm not there. And then that ego started coming in. And I started like saying to myself, like, you know, looking and fucking being a bit torn, because part of me is like, yeah, fucking mad cunt, like, you know, do it, bro. And then part of me is like, fuck, I wish I was there doing like right next to you, like the old days, you know. So it was sort of hard, but those feelings aside, and just to the fucking positive shift, you know, bring in, you know, Dreamcities.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've just come out of this experience, you're starting to get some shit together, you know, and then, you know, tell me about Dreamcities, and like, because, you know, obviously, you know, got this band. It made sense to me because you're a fucking guy that likes to expand your experience as well. You know, you're not like just a fucking one-trick pony. Like, you know, you try to like fucking master a few arts. So you go and you meet. Like, how did the Dreamcities thing happen? And
it's all Jasmine, bro. It's all my missus, man.
Bro, how did you even fucking meet Jasmine? I don't even know this. Like, this is where it all fucking fell out. Next minute, it's like, fuck, this motherfucker's happy as shit.
Bro, I'm gonna just say that it was the Instagram slide of the century, bro.
Wow.
But it was not even on. It was not even on that shit. Like, because Jasmine posted up. You know when you used to post screen pics of the music that you were listening to?
Yep.
She posted this like Fall Out Boy song, "Sugar We're Going Down," and like, just coincidentally, I was playing that as well. So I was like, "Oh, this is a dope song," and then she'd be like, she commented back, and then I'll check out her profile, and I'm like, "Yo, she babing." But it was so cool because like, you know, like from the exchanges, like she, you know, I sent her a couple of DMs, but she didn't reply for mine. But then when she did, and we started talking, I just found out that we just had a lot in common.
Yep.
And from pushing forward with that, like obviously, like we fell in love, and like I met her friends, and her best friends Ari and Grace. Ari's boyfriend was in a band, an instrumental band, and his name was Alex Solo.
So there was no vocalist.
Nah,
Dope.
no
so
vocalist.
you just like,
bro,
Oh,
like I came
instrumental
into his like birthday party. He hosted a birthday party, and Jasmine took me in. And that's when I met Alex for the first time, like formally.
Yep.
And he's like, "Yo, I heard you do music." Obviously from Jasmine.
yeah.
And then I was like, "I heard you do music." Like he does like band shit. And you know, I've always wanted to do that kind of shit. I've
Yeah,
always
100%,
told
bro.
you that, bro.
You had like some sort of rock inspired instrumentals that
Yeah.
we Burn Slow almost
Burn
had
Slow,
like
guitars, like
Yeah,
anything
guitar, bro.
like sort of like
100%.
NERD-ish, like anything in that sense.
Yeah.
Like, I used to love that shit. So I meet
here for free.
yeah.
oh shit. So yeah, so I meet Solo and he takes me to the studio and he plays me these beats and like I haven't rapped in a while because it's 2016. So you know, obviously
And we had
like,
just sort of that's when we
that's when
started
we
to
sort of
stop
just,
and
yeah, sort of like just do our own thing and
Yep.
sort of going through our trials and tribulations, right? So I stopped doing like full on rap, and the next thing you know, like it never really like for guys like us, it never really leaves, Like honestly,
Bro, nah, fuck. That's one fucking big admitting I had to do for myself. I've gone through the bullshit. Was this? I was like, yo, you know what? This rap shit is in me for life, whether I fucking like it or not. Like,
sponsored by Sips.
Sip Supply, baby.
But yeah, so I just start freestyling, bro,
Yeah.
over this instrumental.
And the instrumental band were like, holy shit, he's really doing it. He's fucking rapping right here, right now.
So that kind of just snowballed into that, and next thing you know, like I'm like, yo, you want to do some shit?
Do you want to battle? Oh, sorry.
But then like working with them has also taught me a lot as well, because like, you know, I come from a hip hop rap background.
Not an instrument, like not a
Nah,
like,
bro,
musical
like you know,
background.
like
It's
when you and I, when
MIDI and
that's it.
Yeah.
When you go in the studio, the beat's there. You got your bars. You either write it on the spot, or you come prepared, or you vibe out. You do what you got to do to rap, and then there's always some guys saying, "Yeah, that shit's dope, bro."
yeah,
Like,
that's a fucking hectic line. Oh,
but, but with a
like
band,
when fucking B deals came through on Gully Snuff. Woo!
we were just like, yo, that's enough. That's enough. Shout
Yo.
outs to B deals. But so working with a band, it's kind of like, yeah, that was great, but why don't you try to do it like this? Or maybe we should add more of this and that. And it really got me to really think that I still sort of had a degree of ego as an MC when you walk into studios, because you gotta protect that when you're an MC. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta bring it in, like with skill wise, right?
But you gotta have a walkabout. Yeah,
Exactly.
You can't just come in and be like,
Nah.
you just can't get a shit on me. You gotta walk in like you're gonna hold your own.
Yeah, but walking in with like Alex, Andre, and Mike is kind of like
There's no
that's-
MCs to walk in on.
Nah. So it's kind of like they're musicians. So
Yeah.
their aim is to get the best, sort of like the best of what they can do out to benefit the record. It's not just about me, like jumping on a rock record. It's about like collectively creating something.
Collaborating, like proper collaboration.
And I learned so much, man, like from just like doing that and touring with them for a year. And making that album, Everybody's Nobody. Like I really appreciate all the things that I learned off them, and you know, like that was a big turning point, man. Like I matured a lot, like working with them.
Yeah.
And I think I've like grabbed that, and now that I've got a new handle on like rap now, it's kind of just helped me mature and sort of understand how music works and like really collaborating with people. Like,
Bro,
sort
I
of-
can feel, bro. That's so dope to fucking hear, because that makes a lot of sense. Because standing from an outsider looking in and knowing you quite intimately as an MC and as a person, like, what's the album called? Everybody's Nobody.
Yeah,
Okay, No Name Fame.
yeah.
Everybody's Nobody. I'm like, fucking Ello as a creative is sprinkled all over this shit, right? And I see it, but also then I certainly saw like growth in terms of execution and diversity, and then I look at how you're putting tracks together now, how they're structured, how they flow. You know, the importance of the melodies now, and you've always been a melodic MC, and I have to fucking say that. I'll say that you always been one of those dudes that
Cheers,
can
legend.
fucking rap like that, right? But to see that elevate, and then see you fucking bring in like the bros like Zoilo and then fucking like, you know, fuck bro. Christian Joseph's always been, let me just put on record, the Christian Joseph has always been a motherfucking weapon when it comes to the fucking melodies and the singing and the fucking beats. This guy's like one of the
dude's a
most
monster.
fucking
He's a
slept
monster.
on motherfuckers
He's
in
a monster,
Sydney, right?
He's a monster, and I really hope that people start really paying attention to
Oh, they
what
will,
Chris
bro.
Joe's doing, man.
Right. But, bro, if you're an introvert What the fuck does that make Christian? Christian's like the introvert's introvert,
He's
right?
chill, like he's kind of like
chiller.
I make music, I enjoy it. Like even when I get excited about a release, I'm like, bro, this is hectic. Like I'm gonna share this sound. He's like, yeah, it was really good.
It was really good.
I'm gonna go try and work on some new sounds. But he's really composed about it, and I feel like that's the best part about him, though.
Yeah, bro, that's what makes
like
that
it just
what makes
never
it so
gets
much
to him.
satisfying. No,
It never gets to him. So, it's a good thing.
but I see it now, and that makes so much sense, bro. And this is what is fucking dope for me, because I get to sit down with the artist, and it gives context to like what I see, but I don't know the reason why. But then I see it, and then I see where you are now as an MC and as an artist and as a creative, and I'm like, yo, actually, come to think of it, that band shit did have a massive impact on what you're doing.
It switched it up, man.
Who did the artwork for Everybody's Nobody? Because that was fucking hectic.
Chris Yee.
Who's that?
He's popping in the art scene. He's done a lot, man. He's popping. A lot of artists know him for his illustrations. He's really. He just knew what we wanted, and the actual image, like of the thumbprint, was like workshopped by Jasmine.
No shit.
Yeah, the misso, man. She came up with the whole concept and was like, you should, like from what I'm hearing, like I feel like the only personal form of identity that you could really have is your fingerprint. And the fact that, like besides that, we're nobody.
We're just sitting there like,
bro, she
shit.
mapped it out. She's a thinker. Like that's what
Jasmine's fucking speaking some
she
truth
she
right
came
now,
through
babe.
with that concept, and then like we passed it over to Yee, like Chris Yee, and he just knew what to do with it.
Yeah, straight up. That's
And,
a dope cover, bro. And that's
thank
like
you.
all your faces, but like split up. Like,
Yeah, it's like just comic faces of like females and males, and then like sort of like body snatchers style shit, and then inside is like the fucking
so hectic,
thumbs
bro.
up in your fucking face.
Yeah,
bro.
Then moving to like rap again, right? Because one thing that I fucking noticed, like with that growth as well, as a person,
Yeah,
you
it's
then
nice, bro.
yeah.
Shit.
Which, bro, just hit up Sip Suppliers on Instagram. You can order those. Send you some shit, but you can take some home tonight. But, what I noticed is that with that more humbling experience, I suppose, and with that new energy,
Yep.
you started reconnecting. And, like, you started... Man, I'll be fucking so real with you, bro. I was, like, sort of cut. Because I'm like, oh, man, the crew's getting back together. But like I'm not there, you know what I mean? And I don't say that in a fucking like any neg way. It's just fucking
bro,
rappers
honestly.
being in their motherfucking feelings.
No, I feel you.
But what was so dope about it was like seeing you guys. I don't want to say mend bridges because the bridges were always there.
Yep.
But it's like you fortified those bridges with all the homies. So do you know what I mean? Like you took what you already had existing with Christian. You took already what you had existing with Tim, fucking Raph, even like just the old rich, like just your old boys, even if they weren't necessarily rap,
No, they
but they're contributors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They're like personal, just like the homies. And then I saw all those fucking bridges get fortified. So it's like, yeah, the bridge was there before, but it was just there. But now it's like fucking solid, and you started reconnecting, bringing them in and getting super creative. Do you know what I mean? So like, was that a conscious decision or was that like organic to turn around and go like, reestablish and fucking and kick a notch up to these relationships?
By then or by this point in time, like we've known each other for so long. And the fact that I could just like come through and reestablish that hunger and be like, hey, I want to do some shit. It's as simple as, okay, what do you want to do? Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird because throughout that time as well, like CJ's cheeky, bro. He'd throw in some beats and be like, oh yeah, I reckon you could do this, but you don't rap anymore. You know what I mean?
He'll get ya. He'll get you like that.
I could hear you on this like back years ago, but you don't. I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know if you really got it in you now, but that's all right. I'll just leave it in your inbox.
But I think the most important part as well was what you said before, just peering out and seeing the perspective it is like where hip hop is now. So the likes of like DeAndre, Zorlo, like No Intent, like Stevie, and like Biggs and all the younger people that are sort of popping now. And just being able to sort of register in their atmosphere and their idea of like what hip hop was foundational, is just a big thing as well. Like especially with DeAndre, because you know I'm saying this dude is like probably my favorite MC in the West right now, hands down. And I feel like a lot of the
He's got that
beats he
fucking
chooses,
goon style, doesn't he?
exactly like a lot of the
And
beats
then
that he
Mr. Clean's
chooses.
gonna be. He tells me he's a
Bro.
big fucking fan of him as well.
And like when I heard his shit, I'm just like, yo, like there's a dude that's still doing this shit, and he's doing it like in a new way. He's doing it fresh. He's doing it the way it's supposed to be done, like a level up to what we did.
Yeah.
And we just gotta fucking, you know what I mean?
Push him up.
You gotta
Fucking
push him up, man.
100%, bro. Same as that. Have you heard that Ratu kid?
Oh, that name's popped up a couple of times.
Fucking
Yeah.
Jeff put me onto him, bro. Fucking beast. I showed Clean as well the other day. I have to say Drew Blast because fuck, that's who it is. It's not Mr. Clean.
Some of that sexy shit.
Fucking Ted's at the back like fucking laughing because we're like, yeah, that motherfucker be like, say Drew Blast, motherfucker.
Drew Blast.
It's like, yeah, fuck, sorry, man. We all fucking changed our rap names.
You gotta
I
tell
get
him
it.
that time that he lifted up a speaker in a live show and started rapping to the crowd with the speaker in his
Bro,
hand.
he's fucking. Remember when he fucking just had the 2 mics? Remember when we
Oh,
supported him for
fuck
it, bro? A big shout out to fucking Clean.
Yeah, that
aka
MOP
Drew
energy.
Blast.
Raw dog, son. Raw dog, son.
Still to this day, hands down, one of the best fucking band tees I ever have. Doesn't fit the same way that I wanted to because I wear my shit slightly different now. But like, yo, I feel like fucking cutting that shit out and putting it on a different shaped T-shirt. The fucking artwork was so dope. It was fucking hectic. You know, I was going to sort of touch on it because you know you're seeing. How do you feel about? I mean, I know it feels good, but like, you know, I'll give you an example. Cult Shotter, aka Grxnd Hype. Bro, I remember seeing those guys on that day where we performed in the Druitt and I was catching a train. And these motherfuckers just looked wild because like no one was rocking that shit. And they were always wearing that 90s fucking Kid and Play or like, I don't know, like what do you say? Like Fresh Prince vibe, you know what I mean? Like,
But they were doing like mad like 90s stuff though at the start, like full on like music videos in the trains.
yeah,
I actually met them at Mount George Street Uni one time because I think it was either Eski or Zerish. They were recording a mixtape of theirs, and I met Nick and Charlie at that time. Like, and we just had like a day where we met and spoke a bit.
yeah.
And he's a really bright dude, man. Like he's got his head screwed on. Like he had an idea of what he wanted to do at the time and what he was trying to do. And it's just crazy to see how far they've come with that shit. Like it's crazy.
And a couple of people from out west though. Do you know what I mean? Like
RG Wings.
Fuck man,
The
RG
Wings. The
Um,
Wings.
You know, A Girl. You know,
Man, I
Angel.
ran into her the other week.
Yeah.
We had a rehearsal with the band, and I came in and she was there, and I had a bit of a conversation with her, and she's fucking
Killing it.
killing it, bro.
Yeah,
That
bro.
Jesus Walks cover
Yeah.
with the verse. Oh, laters.
Yeah. Ladders.
Laters.
How do you feel about? How does it make you feel like knowing like some of these like, you know, fucking. I don't want to say kids because you know they were like old enough and you know, but like now they're fucking running amok, bro. Fucking killing it, getting fucking foot indoors, major labels, all this shit, you know, and then you know, it's sort of being like a bit of an OG now to them. You know, how do you feel about that growth and shit of the West? Like,
Man, honestly, like it's as long as it's impacting people's lives, like in a way where they, at the end of the day, they feel like they're doing something to better themselves.
yeah,
I'm all for it, bro. Like I may not agree with half of the styles or half of the stuff that they say, but if it's their way to escape whatever negativity they're going through to make them better people,
yeah,
then I'll stand beside them 100%, man. I'll never talk down to anybody that's sort of doing their own thing, that's sort of new to the scene, that has a dream. Because I was once that motherfucker, man.
straight up, bro. And we were saying some shit that we
You know?
we don't agree with now. Funny story. Actually, I can't really say. Well, yeah, but we were thinking about doing the tracks and shit, and we were like, "Yo, should we do this track? Do this shit?" We're like, "Oh, nah, that verse fucking really does not relate to me now. We got like we beautiful women in our lives. We, you know, we want to
It's a time
respect our
capsule.
relationship. Yeah,
Time
keep
capsule,
that
bro.
shit in the fucking past. You know what I mean?
It's
But
art.
bars were hard still.
Bars are hard, art's in the past, you know what I mean? Arts and farts.
Man, you know it's you know it's hectic. It's been good for you know you and me to reconnect and you know
100, bro.
for everyone that's been like they're just fucking sitting there be like, yo, when's that new LMXEC shit? Don't worry, we got some shit on the way, but it's fucking so
We're
dope
cooking.
to like reconnect. It's so good to see you, man. Positive.
Thank you, brother.
you know, I've sort of learnt with, you know, my struggles and the, you know, and my fucking having learned to be. I'm sober, bro. 3 fucking years I've been sober.
100, bro.
Yo. If you want to ask anyone how much Lee Monroe used to drink, you ask Ello.C, you ask Jeff, Molotov, right? I used to drink like a motherfucker, right? And I mean, I've got my answers to this question I'm sort of about to ask you, but I want to hear from you as well, right? Because, you know, when you got those demons or those anxieties or those depression, that like all those fucking things that tick in the back of your mind, they don't really leave.
No.
You just get better at like maneuvering.
Yes.
Or,
It's accepting and acknowledgement. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, everyone has their vices. I've been through phases. Like, a lot of people will relate to that. Like, obviously, like, people use that as an escape. You know, when they can't find truth in a situation that they're living, they do things to sort of escape. And I feel like it only just seals the wound for a little bit, or like
Yeah.
it just band-aids it. But sooner or later, it's gonna come off. And if you don't accept or face it, or find a way to sort of not fight, but just acknowledge that part of your life, and sort of be like, I needed to go through this to get to where I am now.
Yeah.
And if I see anybody in my circle that's going through this, it's my responsibility to tell this person, hey, this is just what I know.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've done really well in doing that in my life. And I feel like at times, like, it just, you know, it's like what you said before, like, you got to go through it.
Yeah.
And acknowledging that, and just knowing that it's a part of your life, and you've gone through that to get to this, it's just really been empowering for me as a person.
Yep.
Because, like, without the support from my family, my friends, like my loved ones, like, I just wouldn't be as strong as I am now, like in here and in here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And I think that support alone of people just sort of just being there, I'm lucky, man. I'm blessed, honestly. Like, a lot of people
Straight up.
don't have that.
Yeah,
And
man.
that ties into a lot of other things, you know what I mean?
What's fucking so dope to see as well, man, is like you're not secret about it. You know what I mean? Like you fucking pay respects to the, you know, like fuck, bro. Like hats off, bro. It's inspiring even, and like I take inspiration for you to even just pay respects to my missus, and you know, tell her how beautiful she is every day, and that I love her, and that, you know, like, you know, a lot of people, like they try to, you know, hey, we're accepting that. It's almost like we're accepting that rap's always going to be part of our lives. We're also accepting that, like, if we're not paying respects to the fucking people, even like in this room that fucking keeping us up, you know, like it's like,
it's crazy, bro. And I feel that you're so open about that, and that inspires the fuck out of me, because a lot of the time, like, people put on the rap hat, and it's kind of just like,
fuck the rap hat,
this is me, this is
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Whatever, you do your thing. But like, I'm in a stage of my life where I know that at the end of the day, like, love is the key and the foundation to just growth in general. If you don't have that in your fucking life, it's going to be very hard for you to really move forward without knowing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And so, like, with Jasmine, like, honestly, like, she's just, honestly, I can't even express, bro. Like, she means the world to me, and the fact that she came into my life and has, like, found her place in a way where I can learn and continue to grow and be a fucking man about things the right way has really been her role in my life, so.
Fucking love you, bro. Sick as cunt, bro.
Yeah,
it makes
man.
you smile. I have fucking nothing to say to that, bro. It's fucking so dope. Yeah, drop the mic, more. No, you're gonna need that later. All right, man. Like, you know, your biggest current motive. I know you're doing singles and stuff, and you're fucking so active. You know, with fucking. Batus, Aki Sativa, Biggs, DeAndre, fucking Zoilo, fucking Christian Joseph, you know, you name it in the West. Truth be told, Ella's gonna fucking, you know, make sure that he's either working with them or doing his best to uplift them.
I'm just doing things that I like, bro. Like, I'm not trying to fit into a certain lane. I'm not trying to seek validation from certain, like, subdivisions of whatever we call, like, hip hop and Sydney hip hop. Like, I like a bit of this and a bit of that. Like, I got my favorite gutter rapper. I got my favorite wavy rapper. I got my favorite. Like, there's no limits to what I want to do. So, if I vibe out with somebody and they want to make music, it's cool. Like, it's fine, man. Like, it's just, if it's not doing anything positive in my life, then I'll stop.
Yeah, sick on, bro. It's the best way to be. In terms of like future releases, you just released No Fronts. Don't even have to tell me. Fucking download that shit straight on the playlist. what's the future for L.O.C. And like I like to bring Dreamcities into it because obviously that's part of you as an artist now. Like, what's happening?
In the Dreamcities realm, we're working on like some new music.
Yep.
But that process is a little different from rap, so it takes a little bit more time because
To curate.
so many factors involved with that. But that's that's in its own special pocket of my life, and we're working on stuff. I've got more singles that I did during the lockdown period. And you hit me up with some shit too, like with Kim as well.
Yep.
So as soon as I get time to pull that mic out, like I've got to do that. And I've got more stuff with like Aki and Ed and like even DeAndre and Zoilo. Like
shout out to Ed, bro. Ed Marmalade.
Ed Marmalade, bro. Honestly, I was talking to him last night, man. He's on a roll, man. You got to hit him up with something, bro.
Hey, ask Ed if I've been hitting the fucking guy. I've been hitting him up, and it's all love, like, you know what I mean? But like, I'm just so fucking glad that I see his first shit that I've seen personally come out recently was you, because I was hitting him up and he was like, oh, he was just a bit hesitant on getting the shit out.
Yeah.
And then now it's rolling for him. I'm like,
exactly.
yo, and that's all it is that fucking, it's that snowball,
Talk to him again. Trust me, he's.
Oh, bro, I'm
he's in this like.
I'm gonna be in your fucking email right
he's
now.
Coming, bro. He's coming.
That's fucking so sick,
so it's
man.
just consistent enjoyment of making music in the process and helping the dudes that are popping now, man. Like.
And is there any L.O.C. like projects necessarily, or is it just singles? Just keep that ball rolling,
man. Like,
you fucking. I have to say, sorry. the fucking it's dope to see just tick, 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 and you're not getting distracted. You're just like you're saying, doing what I love. I'm loving it. It's positive in my life. Tick, 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 tick. Bang. Playlist. Bang. This, those things are starting to tick, which is hectic. But, are you just going to keep that momentum at the minute? Or do you have like a project? Like, I want to piece together something.
I have a couple of joint projects with dudes.
Yep.
Like, I got stuff like, I got stuff with like Peeps, but I don't want to.
Don't drop it, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to drop it just yet. But I got joint
projects.
I'm not looking to do anything like any bodies of work this year.
Yep.
Obviously, like we got ours, like, but we,
We'll get a single. One thing that we've agreed is like, we're not just gonna fucking bust it all at once, bro. Like, we're gonna fucking drag them out.
We're doing some stuff, so yeah, just singles for now, and like I really got to get my feature verses down as well. I've got a lot of features that I need to do, so.
Yep.
Just keen to work, man. Keen to work, bro.
Dope. All right, Eski.
Yo.
Have you got cues?
I got a couple of questions.
All right.
Ready to go?
Let's go.
Let's go. Maka Kama says,
oh shit. Yo.
What's your favorite go-to track that you boys want to do again right now?
Is this guy reading our minds? What is Maka up to? I don't know.
Shout out to Maka.
I don't know. What track will we...
I don't know. Maybe we should answer that.
Maybe we should answer that after this.
Yeah,
I don't know. How about we do that?
Answer it at the end.
How about we just fucking do a little something, babe?
We'll pass for now, but we'll answer that real soon, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. We'll answer that real soon.
And you know what? Big shout out to Maka and Rax. And again, fucking, I keep saying this cunt's name. Jeff, Molotov for one of my favorite fucking projects.
Sorry.
that I ever fucking did. Was OT3 with Ello, and I still fucking listen to that, and you can get that on Spotify and all that sort of shit. But one of the best fucking albums we ever did, bro.
I was just gonna say as well, during that process, like it wouldn't be where it is without Lord Steez's Jeff piloting the boards, the studio. So
fucking oath, man.
I don't know if he's allowed on screen, but
yeah,
I need to spread some energy to.
You need to see this guy's head.
Look at this guy.
Look at him. There he is. What up, Jeff?
Jump in.
Here's a guy behind the scenes.
So
what?
Yeah, it's a lot of intense holes, but I think during the process of OT3, it'd just be 6 hours like in the studio and out the studio, and I'd be like, or Lee would be in and out because he got the family as well and everything, but then it'll just be you and I.
Fucking oath.
Like fucking every Wednesday, yeah, and had you boys come through. That was pretty
epic.
It was epic, but it's just good to see you in this format. Good to see you, like you straight drilling these days. Like it's crazy, bro. Shit,
bro, fucking style master, Jeff.
But I really, the people gotta know that you were really, really, really foundational with a lot of the projects, like coming towards, like I feel like the peak of LMXEC.
Straight up, man.
Yeah, well, like that album was. I feel like that album was like quite an important part to like the explosion of the West that's kind of happened. Like that was that time when there was, like, I used to always say, like Sydney's bubbling and it was ready to go. And like, what actually happened with the end of that? Like I don't even know the full story of how that finished
Life,
up.
my bro. Life happened. People
life,
just.
life and a lot of life, but yeah, life.
We'll tell you more about that, Jeff. We'll catch up after this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking oath.
But big shout outs to Jeff. I want everyone to really appreciate this man here for being around all
100%,
those
man.
years. And you know, he's straight drilling these days. So.
Fucking OG, OG, triple
Don't
OG.
let, don't let him catch you. Don't let him catch you lacking, bro. Seriously.
Fucking get a fucking size 11 MX90 up your ass.
Straight up, man. You're looking good these days, bro. You're looking good.
Before when I looked like trash.
Nah, man. You've always been Lord Steezy, bro. You know that.
bro. Honestly, all those
Fuck.
times we ate Chinese for lunch, like in the studio.
Oh,
break,
from
you-
hey, across the road. Fucking oath.
Place has become a sick place now, like that pizza place.
Yeah, there's it.
Is it even open anymore 'cause of COVID?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, what's your name? What's your name?
Next question is from Kendrick. Kendrick says, "Are we gonna see more Westline ciphers?"
Fuck, who put Westline Cyphers together?
Ricky
originally?
and
Wasn't
Eski need to make that
It
happen.
was Zerish.
It was Zerish, eh? Look, Zerish is busy, all right? But we'll try and rope him in to get it done.
100%.
And you know what, Kendrick? If we can get it done, we're going to put it out there, and you can name the MCs that we'll try and get on the Westline Cypher.
There you
'Cause
go.
we don't know. We'll just be part of them.
With the Westline guys.
Next question is
Kendrick.
from Hayden. Hayden Kerr.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
He says,
RG Wings, baby.
Ello.C, how grown are you cunts actually?
Oh, shit, man. I mean, to a degree.
Professionally speaking, I'm a grown-ass cunt. Come and fuck with me.
Fuck, that track was epic.
Yeah, shout out to RG Wings, man. Fucking day oneer, and man, he put us on some of his tracks as well, and he was on OT3 actually, so he knows how grown we are, and he is equally as grown,
Shout
if
outs
not more
to
grown.
you,
than
RG
us.
Wings.
Yeah, bro.
Just the bro. Always will be the bro.
Next one's from Wayne Hunt. Hello, loved your stuff with the live band. How was your mindset going into that compared to a regular studio session?
Oh, okay. I feel like with hip hop, everything is sort of like orchestrated in a sense where there's instrumental and vocal. So all you got to do is really learn your cues, like in a live sense, and also like just, you know, it's all based on how you deliver it vocally onto the beat. In my opinion, but working with a band, the mindset is like it's ultimate teamwork. So it's kind of like when you do it live, instead of like sort of hearing the music and knowing where your cues are, you got to feel it, because each time like Dreamcities and I play, like we could always play it a different way to how we played it the last show, because like you're working with musicians, so they can really, really switch it up whenever they want to, or they'll play with a different kind of energy. So I guess like you got to feel it more. It's more organic with a band. Like you got to know that everybody's pulling their weight to make the machine work. Like, you know, when like in Power Rangers, when the fucking Megazord comes together and you have the legs and the arms and the chest and the head, like each member of the band sort of plays that role. And if we're all moving at the same energy, at the same pace, like that's how it's gonna like translate to the audience. So that's what I learned about working with the band. So my mindset is more like teamwork. Like everyone gets like their own individual time to like sort of shine. So yeah, man.
More? Yeah. There's more. Mackenzie asks, are we ever going to hear the final LMXEC album?
Mackenzie, haven't met you personally, but what up? I'm Lee's mate. But we're talking. We're talking. I mean, he's sent me some stuff, and I've yet to send him some stuff. But when I send him stuff, it's gonna be some stuff.
And you know that, you know, great shit takes time. And
Yeah.
because we set the fucking bar at that standard on OT3, like, if we don't
Yeah.
come with some fucking shit,
Yeah,
then yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
that's my 3 cents. But we're working on some stuff, and we're talking. So eventually, you'll get something.
Mackenzie's also asking, are Jeff and Lee wearing the same shoes?
Oh, nah, Jeff is actually like a bit more green.
Jeff's always a bit
Yeah.
more green when it comes to shoes.
Yeah, he's more postcode right
I'm not really
now.
talking.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta say, Jeff's shoe game has come up exponentially over the last, last while. Next, we got more.
Yeah, last question.
Yeah.
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 When will we see another LMXEC performance?
That's the question. Shit. Ricky, what do you reckon? Let's just fucking make it. Let's just make it happen now. What do you reckon? Hey, DJ Eski. DJ Eski. DJ motherfucking Eski.
Oh shit, let's do this, man. You know we weren't gonna leave you with something.
Man, I told you, like, we had to change the format a little bit. And we got to make sure that we're not caught up here. Real rap things. It's fucking freezing my nuts off.
Hey.
Time right now. How are we looking? How we looking? We
Hey,
looking
hey,
live?
hey,
Mitch,
hey,
how
hey.
we looking?
Let's do this.
Yeah? Yeah? Fuck yeah. Hey, big shout out as well. Split Adams on the beat. Yeah. Fucking another
You want
OG.
some LMXEC, huh?
Who wants some LMXEC?
Let's get it. It's
Let's
fucking
do,
cold out
let's
here.
do
We're gonna
grey
do
areas.
this shit.
Let's do grey areas. Fucking, hey, how about that? Just open the garage door next minute. There's an entire fucking set
With a car as well.
with a car. Let's go.
Somebody help me now.
Oh, it's been a while, my bro.
So bad.
Love you. Big cut.
Yeah.
Yo. And it go a little something like this.
Let's go.
I'm sitting on the fence. I'm sentenced by my sentences. I'm rapping instrumentals, getting mental, resurrecting what the rest of these infected. Fuck me, you don't get it. Ain't broke that don't fix it, cunt. I don't expect us to get down with what you do with it. I'm down with many crews, but not many really true to what they say and really do. So we work through. We stay in them grey areas, incubate to a safeness, slang them, stay in your area. Your lane is not similar, same, but even close to us. Left your crew alone, and now you cunts are trying to toast with us. Fuck that. You never even slightly were associates. A lonely road we roam, and now we know it's time to open up. This Trojan horse of fake is taking life, never working with it. Perfect way to name a shame, ignite to see you burning in it. Hey, black and white, huh? We say a bit of both, avoiding all the bullshit and holding on to her gun. What do we say, Ello? What do we say? The grey areas, stay in the grey areas. Yeah. In the what now? The grey areas, stay in the grey areas. Yeah. Yeah. What? The grey areas, stay in the grey areas. Grey. Get him, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
My frustrations hit a rough patch. I can't accept to be somebody's product when I'm on tracks. Grateful for the things that I have learned, but fuck the chit chat. Being mentioned second isn't us, so we above that. Don't ever say I'm lucky with the moments that have stepped forth. The hustle that it took for me to be within the front door. The fact my name is heard within a scene you never explore is proof enough that I am here for what I fucking work for. My own race of people hardly ever pay attention, and the fact that I'm a Kiwi disregarded by the nation is a simple implication that I'm not within the status of an Aussie MC, cause I'm a
Rapper that is Asian.
what the fuck is happening next? Snap on the grapple and taking action. I'm smashing with every chance that I hand that I pause for nobody, no applause. Carrying knowledge, full clips, heavy step unless I want a great tip.
Hey, and the goals like the grey areas, stay in the grey areas. Yeah, motherfucker like, hey. The grey areas, stay in the grey areas. Not commercial, not the underground. The grey areas, stay in the grey areas. Grey. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Now, usually this is when people applause for us.
It don't matter, bro. We go
We're
in,
in,
we go hard.
we're in a fucking car park. That's how it's been done right now. I reckon we hit him with what we used to hit him with the opener. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was actually doing this track solo, but it's a lot better with the G.
Thank you. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Y'all know this
Work.
one if you went to the shows.
Eski's like, which one? If you see my current shows, you know what the fuck is up. But this is like the
Hey.
OG, triple OG shit. This is like Ello.C just said, fuck it, we're gonna do the other raps, but I found another instrumental to do it on, and then we'll just throw a fucking hook together, right?
Straight flip.
And what do we do? Do we work?
I don't know. It goes like this.
Yeah. Raps appear, we get interfering, you're
Hearing
hearing aids,
aid.
staring, very drinking and driving, your bitch
Cleared
cleared away.
away.
No survivors,
No.
live as fuck when I'm on the mic, no hype man, I'm writing rhymes,
Single pictures every night.
Load the cannon and packing the ammunition, your clips filled to the barrel, I'm heat
Out of the kitchen.
Better father keep bombing your crew with artillery, artery slice quick when
No
they're ripping
ripping
your
your
arch
arch
enemy
enemy.
marching against me. Army number of centuries sent from the heavens, repping them bent and wearing the weaponry.
I crept back in the game.
They get a fucking mention me and feel the wrath of a bat nigga face is trying to step to me.
Pow,
That's a
pow.
reproduction cunt.
Cunt.
Vasectomy. Wrecking crew doing the
True,
true.
true.
Complexity. Sever your mic
Chord.
cord to fuck the crew you rep and be. I'm leaving ret and it's got one image and I'm putting in work.
Work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work. So we
work.
putting in work.
Work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work.
So we putting in work.
Work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work. So we
work.
putting in work.
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 Work. Work. Said I'm putting in.
And the rap, your rap to these actors. After I shred plenty of tracks, your brains after. Hello, the main
Factor.
spitting and wallet.
Blasting.
Something you couldn't follow. We sleepy
Hollow,
hollow,
you bastards, heads up!
We're getting tipsy on my
10th
10th
cup.
cup. But if you start in the gutter, is where you end up. There's no rebuttals, my flowing is past subtle. I'm aiming over the clouds in the range of a space shuttle. Poisonous style, toxic, infects the mosh. But I'm slowing down your hogs like I'm
Dr. Robotnik.
Cause I'm PH to the AT and you don't wanna chase me. So whatever I get you to leave, you better believe on top of these MCs. My style was something that you couldn't put a label to. Able to overtake and overcome the hating fools saying that I don't sound
real enough.
But when it comes to their sound,
I ain't very much.
it's all the same shit. Whack cunt spitting lame G shit. Trying to spit it hard, but he's softer than a lip dick. Bitch, I rest on him, no yawning. Cause
Leonello gave you fair warning. We putting in work.
Work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work. So we putting in work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work.
Work. So we putting in work.
Work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work.
Work. Putting in work.
Work, work, work,
Work. Work. So we putting in work.
Work.
Hey, bro. Yeah, the boys. Man. Fucking one of the hardest fucking working guys I know, man. Love you, G. Thank you so much for coming down and being the first fucking performance.
Thank you for having me, bro. I really appreciate that,
Bro,
OG.
thank you. And I'm out. Big shout out, Open Source, Ricky, Esky, Molotov right here holding this camera, making us look pretty. Sip Suppliers, thank you so fucking much.
Sips.
Yeah.
Hey.
Make sure you follow, subscribe, and all that. And I'm signing out with this from now on. It's dope as fuck to be sober. Take care. So.